Ever since I got out of college, for the most part of my life, I've been involved in sales and marketing, although it was in a very different industry than what we're in now. I spent a number of years working in automotive parts and distribution warehouses as in the beginning sales, and then eventually as a sales manager and then a general manager. From there, I actually formed my own company somewhat in the entertainment industry. It was more or less something we had to do out of necessity because my wife and I had a baby girl, and somebody had to stay home and take care of the daughter, and my wife had a much better insurance plan than I did, so I became a stay-at-home dad. But we started a business that was basically we did everything from audiovisual equipment rental to a lot of different kinds of party entertainment, corporate work, and eventually we became one of the larger audiovisual companies involved in Chicago's fashion show industry. We did a lot of the major fashion shows in Chicago. And so I had a very strong background in sales and marketing, which helped a great deal when we got to this point in life. I sold my company a few years back, went off and did some other things I wanted to do. And then kind of by accident, we found out that my beautiful wife had a lifelong secret desire to be a singer, but she never thought she had any talent. And I kind of tricked her out into getting up at a restaurant one evening and singing, and everybody loved her, and one thing led to another. And then a couple of years ago, after she was doing her own nightclub show, we had an opportunity to meet one of Chicago's top producers and arrangers. And we approached him about possibly arranging an album for us. We wanted to do a new album for her with a 6-piece band in a friend's studio. And we met with him and we told him what we wanted, and he looked at us and he said he had no interest whatsoever in working with us. That he only worked with large orchestras and Broadway and Chicago's groups, things like that. But a few weeks went by and he called back and he said that he had heard samples of Denise that we had given him, and that he liked what we wanted to do. He thought it had a great deal of potential, and he made us an offer. He said that he wanted to take on the project, and he wanted to actually take over the project and become the producer and the arranger, put it all together. And we moved it downtown into the big multi-million-dollar Chicago recordings company, and our producer, Carrie Dedman, brought in the entire orchestra of Wicked to back Denise on this. So one thing led to another. We formed a corporation, and in the year that the album was in production, all those many hundreds of hours I spent sitting in the VIP area in the recording booth, while the engineers were working their magic and all that, I sat there with a computer and researched constantly. And when I wasn't in the studio, I was doing it here. But in the year's time, we built databases on radio stations throughout the United States and the world. We put together an entire marketing plan as to how we were going to release the album, how we were going to advertise it, a public relations plan. So we really, when the album was released in May, we pretty much had all the groundwork done, and we really hit the ground running with it. And I basically became at that point what is called a radio promoter. And as you just heard in the phone call, I'm spending a great deal of my time, even to this point, talking to radio station program directors all around the country, making sure that once the album got on the air, that it stayed on the air. And we're still contacting new stations. We're trying to cross one of the songs out of its native format into 2 other formats. And in that period of time now, I've also taken on a second artist that I'm managing. And excuse me, I'm doing radio promotion for 2 jazz artists as well. It's an interesting business. The music business does not work at all like anything else I've ever been involved in. It is completely the opposite of automotive and electronics that I was in for a number of years. What you would never get away with in traditional management and marketing is the normal for the music industry. And it makes it very much a challenging job